What's going on, comic fans? It is Mike from the Hardcover Comic here. Hope you're all doing well, staying safe and sound. It is a year of custom binds. As if you're not aware, I recently got a whole new batch of new ones, and so of course I've been making my way reading them and rereading some of them because I did read the single issues when I had them. Regardless, today I wanted to talk about the X-Men omnibus that I had made, the custom omnibus, the custom bind that collects a good chunk of Hickman's run up until X of Swords. So we'll dive into that, take a look at it, take a look at the binding itself, talk about the content, talk about the story as well. If you haven't, this is what we do on a regular basis. Subscribe. Reviews, overviews, hauls, things like that. All sorts of fun stuff happening at the Hardcover Comic. We do also need to tell you about organicpricebooks.com. Wherever you get your books from, stop getting them from there. Go to organicpricebooks.com. You can pre-order. They have thick, deep discounts. Amazing variety, and their options are expanding week by week. Absolutely incredible. There's a link down in the description below. Very special link for the hardcover comic that will get you an additional $2 off your first order. You can also use the promo code THC2. That'll do the same thing for you at checkout, but the link makes it easy. You click the link, takes you to their site. You don't have to worry about any other promo codes. It'll do it all for you at checkout. Now, without further ado, let's get into some Hickman, as I like to call it. What I really love about this X-Men omnibus is the size of it. I mean, it's one of the biggest binds in my collection now, second only to, and maybe even to the XO Manowar custom bind that I have. I do want to show you what it looks like next to an official Omni, though, from DC Comics. This is Green Lantern. I think it's volume 1 or 2 or 3 or one of them. I mean, granted, not as large as that, but pretty close. And considering how thick DC's paper is compared to single issues, it's pretty large. It's pretty large for a custom bind. I don't know the exact measurement in inches, but I could have probably provided that. So I actually did use single issues for this. Jonathan Hickman got me back into the X-Men. I'm going to be honest. I've read a good number of runs within the X-Men universe, the mutant universe, but there hasn't been one that's captured me for a while now, and it's Jonathan Hickman that's taken me back with House of X, Powers of X. A fantastic story that really introduced, sort of a new attitude to the mutants in the Marvel universe. I really liked it, took it in a very extreme and intense direction, and kept going once it turned into, the I don't even know what to Dawn of X, I guess, is what we could call it. The Dawn of X, which is has been, from what I've heard, I mean, for the most part, the majority of the titles are very good. But anyway, we're going to talk about Jonathan Hickman's X-Men. This bind itself collects the first 12 issues. It collects House of X, Powers of X, 6 issues of both. It collects X-Men 1 through 12. That's everything prior to X of Swords. And then it's also got the giant size X-Men issues along with X-Force number 1. I just included that because I had happened to pick it up, and I just threw it in because I thought, why not? A fantastic story. I really fell in love with a lot of characters. I was conflicted with a lot of characters. I knew there was something epic in the making here. Time travel, incredible detailing to the universe that just made the X-Men so interesting to me. I thought it was really well done. I can't wait to read X of Swords. I'm very excited for that. I didn't bind that because I knew there was going to be an OHC. And I had pre-ordered it for a very good price years ago on Amazon. I think it was like a year and a half ago on Amazon. And yeah, I just figured I may as well just do that. I don't mind the size difference. It's totally fine. I'm over that. So you can see some of the gutter loss here. This is, again, a pretty thick bind. We're looking, what was it, like, 29 issues or so. A lot of those oversized. And so, I mean, yeah, it's a pretty thick book, but thankfully, from what I remember, there weren't that many 2-page spreads. Hopefully I don't lose too much in the gutter on the text. So far, I don't think there is any gutter loss in that regard. So pretty good overall. I can't complain considering how much I squeezed into this book. And I'm very excited to keep going. I'm excited to see what's down the pipeline. I hope this is like decades of amazing X-Men content. If you're interested, this is DFAB glued binding. That's the way I do pretty much all of my books. I cut out any ads that I can, remove any extra pages. If you're using trade paperbacks, you can add those in as well. And it's been pretty good. It's held up. A lot of my binds have held up. None of them have been falling apart. They all read very well. They stay open relatively easily. And I can't complain too much. Sometimes if a page gets torn up a little too much, you'll lose quite a bit with DFAB. But if you're extra careful, you can actually get a fantastic bind out of it. I'm going to talk a little bit about the actual X-Men title itself. What I really love about the X-Men title that started after House of X and Powers of X is sort of the grand scale story that's happening within the universe, but this sort of episodic jump that you're getting inside of it. So there's this huge universe moving, and every once in a while there's like a little hole that you peek into and you get to see a little bit of what's happening. I personally really like that. It feels good to know that I can jump into the book month after month and not have to remember every single detail. Amazing dialogue, incredible epic moments. I think it was issue 5 where they Magneto and Apocalypse basically go to like a dinner with the United Nations, maybe, and an embassy or something. I forget the exact details, but the conversation is incredible. The things that are happening in the background are incredible. I'm going to be honest, I'm not always the biggest fan of Lionel Francis Yu, but I really enjoyed his work in this title. I highly recommend binding X-Men if that's something you're into. There will probably be Omnis for it. Let me know what you guys think down below, if we'll see Omnis or not. Check out Organic Price Books, and until next time, you stay classy, Internet.